I have pushed him and pushed him. I'm just simply suing him for the deductible that I think he should pay.
You're watching Justice for All with Judge Christina Perez. Avery Lidman is suing Weston Brooks in the amount of $500. Mr. Lidman claims he asked his cousin to drive his car during an in-town move and says Mr. Brooks got into a rear-end collision.
Mr. Lidman and Mr. Brooks, you guys are cousins, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That is correct. We're like brothers, Your Honor.
So why is one brother suing the other brother?
Because his whole life he's been unable to take responsibility for his actions. And at the time that I needed him the most, he wasn't there for me. He offered to drive my car, and he crashed my car into the car in front of him because he was distracted, and he didn't want to help me move.
But he helped you move, so he was there for you.
He was, but not really, because it cost me even more problems.
So then what happened, Mr. Brooks?
When I arrived to start helping him move, it ended up being a lot more than I initially thought it would be. I was guessing it would be about a 2-hour job, help him load, everything like that.
A 2-hour job?
Yeah.
Is moving ever a 2-hour job?
Your Honor, I never gave him any time frame. I just simply asked him to come help me move that day.
Okay, did you ask your cousin for details?
No, Your Honor, I just assumed that it would only be loading the boxes into the vehicles.
So you went there anyway, and you sucked it up and tried to help him for a couple hours?
Yes.
And then what happened next?
Next, he does say that I reluctantly helped him move. However, it didn't start off that way. I showed up. I tried having a good attitude at first. We haven't spoken in a while, since probably about the time that we decided to live in different situations rather than be each other's roommates.
Okay, how many months was that?
This was about, I'd say 9 months ago.
Okay.
We finished loading the boxes into the moving truck. Avery offered to drive the moving truck and asked me, at first politely, to drive his car. I did not want to drive his car, and I did tell him that. However, it ended up being him pushing me further and further into it, and I wasn't comfortable driving the car. I don't normally drive.
Coming up.
He was mad at me because his whole life I have pushed him and pushed him. I'm just simply suing him for the deductible that I think he should pay.
You're watching Justice for All with Judge Christina Perez. We're back with the case of Avery Lidman, who is suing his cousin Weston Brooks for negligence.
Do you
Your
know
Honor.
that your cousin doesn't normally drive? Do you have a driver's license?
I do have a driver's license.
But you just don't drive because you don't like to?
I don't like to. I'm usually in a ride share, riding my bike around town.
Okay, so you just don't like to drive. So did you know how far did you have to drive? From where to where?
It was 15 minutes down the street.
Okay, so busy streets or just
No, it
neighborhood
was
streets?
it's San Diego. It's not very busy.
And what happens?
I'm trying to follow him as closely as I can. However, he kind of just takes off. So
Okay, did you have the address of the new apartment?
I do. He gave me basic directions, and I tried to follow the street signs to get there. And maybe that is what made me a little bit distracted.
Okay.
Because I was following street signs, trying to catch up with them, trying to make it to where I can figure out where.
Does
he
your car have
actually
navigation?
No, it does not.
Okay, but your
But
phone
I'd
has
asked him to
navigation.
follow me.
Okay, but he obviously lost you.
Correct.
Okay, so then what happened? You lost him, and then did you pull over and try to look on your phone where you were supposed to go?
No, I just kept on looking at the street signs because I had a vague idea of where I was going.
Okay.
While I was going and looking at the street signs, once I looked forward, I noticed the person in front of me had hit their brakes and their brake lights were on.
Oh, so you rear-ended somebody?
Yes, I did rear-end
Okay.
them.
All right, and what happened? You immediately got out. What happened?
Well, at first I tried hitting the brakes, and they shuddered. So I wasn't able to stop right away and ended up rear-ending the driver. We did get out, police arrived, and we exchanged insurance. However, I'm not insured on this vehicle.
All right, so then what else happened?
Your Honor, he was mad at me because his whole life I have pushed him and pushed him like any older brother would do. You know, I wanted him to be the best that he could be. And the time that I needed him, he wasn't there for me. And now he doesn't want to man up and do what he's supposed to do and pay my insurance deductible.
So it cost you $500? So
$500.
what happened with your insurance because he wasn't an authorized insurance? I mean, you have your own insurance, right? So did you put it through your insurance?
It went through my insurance. Now my insurance is even going to be higher, but I'm not suing him for that. I'm just simply suing him for the deductible that I think he should pay.
Judge Perez's verdict when Justice for All returns.
He
Okay.
is responsible because he was
Do you have
driving my car.
evidence that you
And I
paid
do
your
have evidence.
deductible?
Thank you for
Okay.
asking. Right here. There you go.
So, Mr. Brooks, why don't you think you should be responsible for paying the insurance deductible?
Because I don't think I should be responsible paying for something that I had really very little
So
say
then
in
why did you
doing.
drive his car if you didn't want to?
I felt like he wouldn't stop asking me or telling me to do it until I finally agreed. I would have preferred to be able to drive the...
So that's why you feel you don't owe him $500, because you think he would have just pushed you until you did it?
Yes.
But you were driving the car, right?
I was driving the car,
You
yes.
were distracted trying to look at the street signs, right?
Yes.
And you rear-ended somebody, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. You were in possession of somebody else's car. You damaged the car. You were careless. So based on the evidence, I will grant the plaintiff's claim for $500, as I find that the defendant was a direct cause of the damages to your car, and thus he's responsible for the insurance deductible. Good luck,
Thank
guys.
you, Your Honor.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $500.
I'm glad you're finally taking responsibility for your actions. It's about time.
The only reason I got into that accident is because I decided to help you. I learned my lesson not to do that again.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.